Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new Realm of Thrones playthrough series. We are currently playing on the final version of the 6.0 release and version 1.2.12 of Bannerlord. If you want access to this new update, all you have to do is go subscribe to their Patreon for only $3, and if you need any help throughout the process, be sure to go to their Discord where one of their team members I'm sure will be happy to help you. All of the links that I just talked about will be down in the description below for you all. For today's playthrough, we are going to be playing as Aelon from House Vesgar, which is an ancient Valyrian house dating back even before the events of the Dance of Dragons. They are descendants from Valyrian Bloodmages rather than dragon riders, which is why we won't be using any dragons during this playthrough. For this playthrough, we are going to be playing on realistic difficulty, so I want to go ahead and apply all of our skill points to Vigor so we can level up our one-handed and polearm fairly quickly, and maybe win some tournaments for some easy gold. When picking my banner, I tried to find something as close as possible to what's on the thumbnail, but I didn't end up finding anything, so I settled on this banner that closely resembles the Valyrian banner but isn't an exact copy. For this playthrough, I've already decided that in the beginning we will be supporting our cousin Lord Aegon for his claim to the Iron Throne, but that might not always be the case, as you never know what the future has in store for us. For this first episode, I have a couple of things I want to achieve before the next episode. I want to first get some better weapons and armor, gain some gold so we're not completely broke, level up our clan to tier 1 so we can increase our party size, win some tournaments for some free loot, and eventually become a mercenary for Lord Aegon, which I think will set us up nicely for episode 2. To start us off, I want to immediately recruit some troops to our party because bandits will be a big issue for us early on. I want to also try and find some quests that we can actually complete so we can get some more gold to start working on getting our clan to level 1. And right off spawn at this first village, I saw that there was a quest, and all we had to do is deliver a herd to Valyrian. But before we could travel all the way over there, we were going to need stronger troops and a decent amount of gold to support our party. I saw that there was a group of 10 bandits right next to the village, and thought this would be a perfect start to get some easy loot and experience for our soldiers. I was able to beat them fairly easily, as we only lost 3 of our troops during the battle. This is the kind of start we needed, as we were able to get some more food, some better armor for ourselves, and the rest we will be able to sell for a profit. On the way back to Menteris, right outside the gates, I ran into another group of 4 bandits, but luckily I was able to beat them with these javelins I found on the ground. And immediately after that, we were stopped twice by a large group of bandits, and I had to give them pretty much everything that we had just got, just so they would let us go. Finally, making it inside Menteris. We don't have anything to sell anymore, unfortunately, as we just had to give it all away, so I just ransomed our prisoners and waited for a while until the bandits left the area. I noticed there was a small group of bandits outside that we could definitely beat, so I went out and defeated them and ran back to Menteris to sell everything for a profit. While I was waiting in Menteris, I decided to get ourselves a horse since we have a little bit of gold now, and then recruited some more troops to our party so we aren't so vulnerable. With a little bit of gold in our pocket and a small group of troops, I set out to track down some more bandits and quests. And with no luck, I decided to finally make our way to Valyrian to deliver our herd. And on the way there, Ned Stark was executed, we recruited some more troops to our party, and in the village, one of the locals wanted us to hunt down 2 groups of bandits. I got carried away tracking down bandits and ended up running into a large group of the Dothraki, where we had to pay them for them to let us go. I finally caught and defeated one group of bandits, where I turned around and went back to Menteris to sell everything, and with some more gold, I was able to buy some mules so we can carry more loot and upgraded our troops. Right outside the gates, we had our largest battle yet, and as soon as I thought we were about to lose, thanks to the reinforcement system mod, a large party came to reinforce us and help us win the battle. Of course, I had to run back to Menteris and sell everything for a profit and recruit more troops to our cause. I continued roaming the land trying to catch our second party of bandits, where I finally was able to catch and beat a group of 11 of them, but unfortunately, we lost 13 of our troops during the battle. With the second party of bandits defeated, we were able to finally complete our quest, equip some better armor that we just found, and upgrade some of our troops. And of course, I had to travel back and sell everything for a profit. I then went to the nearest village to recruit some more troops to our party and headed back to go to the tavern to train the troops for some free XP and upgrade them. With a decent amount of troops, I finally set off to Valyrian again to deliver the herd, but this time I stopped at Volantis and there was a tournament available. And with a little bit of luck, we were actually able to win the tournament. The reward could have been better, as we only got the Golden Company's shoulders and I couldn't use them just yet, so I just went ahead and sold them for some extra gold. Shortly after, I finally arrived to Valyrian, delivered the herd, and accepted another quest to defeat an army of poachers at midnight at a nearby village. I didn't know if we were actually going to be able to win this battle, so I was pretty nervous, but we actually ended up winning the battle decisively and only lost 4 troops throughout the entire battle. Afterwards, I upgraded our troops even more, sold everything for a profit, and now we can live a little more comfortably as we have a little over 10,000 gold. Earlier, back at one of the towns, I accepted a quest to clear out a nearby hideout, and now that we have a group of more experienced soldiers, that's exactly what I was going to do. The hideout was relatively easy to clear, but I was still nervous because I knew I couldn't duel their leader because I was so low in health, but my troops were able to make easy work of the brigands. With the hideout clear, we were able to plunder 1500 gold, gained 5 renown, and swapped out one of our recruits for some caravan horsemen guards. We gained a lot of loot from the hideout, so I ran to the nearest town, sold everything for a profit for 20,000 gold. And with the hideout clear and our quest complete, our party size has grown from 20 to 48 troops, so I traveled to the nearest village and recruited more troops to our cause. Now that we have a substantial amount of gold and a larger party size, I took this opportunity to rinse and repeat what we have been doing so far. I tracked down some bandits, sold all the loot, and upgraded our troops even more. After a while of doing that, I found myself outside the city of Astapor, where I joined our second tournament, but this time the reward was far more valuable. If we win this tournament, we can gain ourselves a unicorn that is worth over 50,000 gold. After a few hard-fought rounds, I found myself in the final round of the tournament, where I shot my opponent with a bow and arrow and secured victory. I turned around and immediately sold the unicorn and took this opportunity to upgrade our armor and weapons. With better gear and a larger army and a pocket full of gold, I set off to try and complete some more daring quests like escorting a caravan. I followed the caravan around and defeated 2 large groups of bandits rather easily, and as we were sailing back to Astapor, we encountered our first naval battle. The battle was quickly over, but not at the expense of the caravan's 6 of 8 troops being killed. With the caravan completely vulnerable, I had to be extra careful when traveling to our final destination. After a swift and final battle with the bandits, we were successfully able to escort the caravan back to Menteris and complete the quest. Afterwards, I roamed the land for a while, raiding and looting bandit parties, recruiting and upgrading our troops again, and after a while, we finally got our clan to tier 1. I then set out to find Lord Aegon to speak with him. I found him just outside the city of Volantis raiding villages, and after I spoke with him, we were finally able to complete our goal and become a mercenary. Now we can start earning passive gold by simply defeating our common enemies. While I was speaking with him, I took this opportunity to follow him and join his army. Shortly after, we encountered an army from Volantis, the largest army we have seen yet, with over 300 troops compared to our mere 200. With all of the progress we had just made, I thought this was truly the moment where we were going to be captured and taken prisoners and have to start back at square one. Luckily, Aegon's army was formidable and made up of higher quality troops compared to our opposition, as Volantis' army may have outnumbered us, but they were just made up of mostly looters and tier 1 archers. During the battle, I may or may not have gotten a little too confident and got careless, as I was quickly taken down, but luckily, Aegon's army made quick work with the rest of our enemies. After the battle, I traveled back to Menteris with Aegon, recovering from my wounds. On the way back, I stopped to recruit some more troops and sold the rest of our loot from the battle at Menteris. With over 100,000 gold and a party of nearly 50 troops, I upgraded our weapons again, so next time we go into battle, we won't be taken down as easily. At this point in our playthrough, we were able to achieve all of our goals that we set out to do in the beginning. We're equipped with decent armor and weapons, a large sum of gold in our pockets, a decent army by our side, and finally we're a mercenary of Lord Aegon. And I think we are now set up perfectly for our next episode. If you've been wondering what mods I'm using in this playthrough, you can find my entire mod list in my Discord link below for you all, and you can also find frequent updates to our favorite total conversion mods for Bannerlord, tutorials, and even more. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future episodes or future Realm of Thrones content. But with all of that said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.